What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Nothing.
I wasn't
Not
talking
much.
to you guys.
There he goes again.
This is the
Talking
Broken
people who
Campfire.
aren't even here.
It's the Broken Campfire podcast. I'm your host, Andy, but I'm not just your only host. I'm also brought by and with Flask,
Kellogg's.
and then just brought with
Nabisco.
Vito and Greg. They're just coming along for the ride.
I guess that's technically true, isn't it?
I
I
know
do
that
bring you
John said last week that he was done with all those demons, but corrections officer, he's actually back. So
I feel like
not sure.
the corrections officer may
It's
in
good
fact
use of
be
the hat.
a demon ally.
Yeah, I mean, he always sees to show up whenever John's gone. You know,
Is the correction officer the sixth podcast host that we don't talk about?
yeah,
Like the
one,
sixth ranger.
the one with the annoying fucking hat. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's just always in the room.
yeah.
Yep.
He gets lonely sometimes.
Oh, I bet.
Good. ACAB.
If you get lonely sometimes, brokencampfire@gmail.com or hit us up on the Twitter @brokencampfire. With that out of the way,
Did you say ACAB?
ACAB.
All corrections
kind
are
of-
bastards.
All right, gotcha. I was like, wow, that just registered.
Or all corrections are bad. Either way.
all corrections are bad. That's the way to go.
Andy,
Greg?
can I talk? I want to talk about my day, my week.
I'd like to
Okay,
hear Greg talk.
I'd like to talk about your day and also your week.
Well, I want to get the big news out of the way. Everybody, let me just say it here now. My phone just went off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you
Sorry. Hold on one sec.
good. All right, everybody. I'm on the edge of my fucking seat right now.
Here's my big fucking news. Oh, hang on, I
All
gotta
right,
text
everybody,
somebody.
are you ready for the big news?
Something
Oh,
was on
yeah,
Twitter.
quite.
My bad.
I got a house in Final Fantasy, but it's not just any house. I got a mansion.
Yo.
Very nice.
You've heard me
This
talk about
man-
this.
I was gonna say this man's been talking this
Congrats,
shit for like
you're a
years.
ho-
I've
you're a
talked about it
homeowner.
for no. I already owned a home. Easy, Vito. I
Oh,
own a
sorry.
bigger. I own one of the bigger
You're
homes.
a member of the 1%, the Final
Yes.
Fantasy 1%. That's what I meant to
Yes.
say.
We won the auction. We got our mansion, and everything's happy.
But you're sharing it, right? With your
Well, yeah, I'm sharing it
Yo.
with my free company, which are all my other friends.
company.
But yeah, we won it, and it was awesome. Cost us 50 million, I think.
Yeah, but it's all the other costs, the sneaky costs they're going to get you.
Well, that was including the
The-
sneaky costs.
The taxes, real estate taxes, right?
What I really wanted to say is, we won early. I think it ended at like 11:30, 12 o'clock. Is when the auction ended, and we won it. Me and my friend just kind of hung out at the exit or like in front of the place, and people would have to come up and get their money to check if they won the auction or not and get their refund. So we were just clapping at people, waving light sticks in front of the place we won. It was very funny.
lovely. That's
Nice.
But yeah, won a house. So there's your Final Fantasy news, everybody.
What do you do with the house?
Live.
You can
like Second
customize
Life?
it. Yeah, basically you can put furniture in it. You get a workshop. You get your own little personal house.
Me as another player, not a part of your guild or whatever the hell it is.
You
I
can
just
go. You
walk
can come
in?
by and look at it. Yeah,
I could just walk right in.
yeah. If our doors are
You're not
open,
gonna
yeah, you
get,
can
you're not
walk
gonna
in.
get pissed. You're not gonna get pissed if somebody just walks right into your
Well,
mansion.
I guess I should let you in on a little secret, Vito. Is that people already come into our house and they just ERP in our fucking house.
That would get me. I would be so fucking pissed if I spent the money on a mansion and people. Were
People just
walking
use
in.
it. Yeah,
People can
people
just
just
walk
use it to ERP. Well, yeah, but that's us. We leave our door open. So people can
ERP
come in and look
is the
around.
E for erotic?
Yeah, erotic.
Oh
little
my
boy.
god, I would be so fucking pissed.
So if you close your door, nobody could come in.
Nobody can come in. Only free company people or your guildmates cannot come in.
But so it inhabits a real location in the Final Fantasy XIV
Yep,
world.
a
what's that?
limited
static location.
Yes,
What's the
a static
address? Tell us the
location.
address.
I think it's Ward 6 of the Goblet, Section 5.
Do not listen. Do not ERP. It Ward 6 in the Goblin dimension.
You can ERP there. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I keep my room closed. Nobody goes in my room.
Nobody should.
But the rest of the house, your free game. Go ahead. Just pay us. But yeah, that's it. That's my Final Fantasy news. I know I've been chopping at the bit to tell you guys something about that. I know you've been
finally happened.
begging.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
cool.
that is cool, isn't it?
I think it's cool.
So the next game I want to talk about, I think Andy will be here with me. Sniper Elite 5 came out.
It's a pretty fun little game.
Me and Andy have been co-oping it together, and it's been a rootin' tootin' shooting blast. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun
fun.
with it. Yeah, it's a great game. The invasion system is mostly good.
I'm probably gonna have a heart attack when we do an invasion at one point, because I get really into it and I just sit there and I'll like hold my breath waiting for a dude to show up. Or like seeing a tiny like dude mess around. That shit stresses me out so bad.
Oh yeah, we get invaded. I don't know if the other
Nonstop.
games have had this, but we get invaded all the time. It's actually kind of annoying at a certain point, because like it gets annoying where like you reach a certain point in the map where it seems like the invasions get turned on, and then you just get invaded like instantly. And
So
if
I
you,
think
like,
the reason
lose,
we
you
get
always
invaded
get invaded like,
is because we get caught.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe if you get caught, you get invaded.
Because then when we
you can't
kill
turn
people,
it off though, right?
you can turn
You
it off
can.
if you want.
Yeah, you can.
But it adds an extra layer of challenge, and it is fun when
I like it more than not. I just hate
Yeah.
like when it seems like we have a good run and then we get invaded, so we have to like alert everybody trying to kill the guy. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
can
was
see
watching
that.
you guys play it. I think that's a cool component. I like seeing like interesting uses of multiplayer in games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
More
with
of
that.
that.
super cool.
You know what would
For
be
sure.
cool if the invader had to be careful not to alert people as well,
Yeah, that would be cool.
because
Yeah.
then it wouldn't be so much of a
like
turn to
not
a running gun.
not a Nazi, but like a third party
right.
espionage actor or something like that. And I saw
No,
when
yeah,
you use when you get on that phone, that highlights
That
where he
reveals
might be,
their location at that second, and then
but he can
it'll,
see when you use the phone.
I think if you use it three times, he can see you use it
Yeah.
from now on, which is fine, because usually what we do is we find a spot and I'll just have Andy use the phone like 100 times, and the guy goes after him and I just blow his brains out, or Andy throws grenades at him.
Ooh, good strat.
It works all the time.
There
No.
was one guy we were fighting once, and I found him. I told Andy where he was, and he kept trying to shoot me, and Andy just threw a grenade at him and just blew him up. It was really,
Hell
really
yeah.
funny.
Now there's a 4-player survival mode in that game too, right? Do you guys try that? out?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we tried
with,
that.
With my buddy Eric. I thought it was pretty alright. It was kind
Yeah,
of
it's
slow,
alright.
though, frankly.
They basically just bring you to parts of the map or parts of maps, and other parts are blocked off, and you have to defend an area from being taken over.
And then move to another area, or that's it? Just
Yeah,
going
you have 4 areas.
in? Okay.
It's definitely not as interesting as like when you're trying to do objectives around the map and stay hidden for the most part, and then dealing with shit when shit goes tits up, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Seems
I've been enjoying it. I think this is the best one of their games.
Oh,
I've played all of them, but the first one, I liked 3 a lot. I wasn't a big fan of 4, and 2 was alright. 2 was okay. I liked it. But yeah,
I
this
saw
one's
people
great.
saying
It was my first
that
one.
people were, it was yeah, because I heard people saying that this was sort of an extrapolation of 4, like just more 4,
Yeah,
and people were glad about that.
I mean, maybe because I didn't fully beat it, but I just wasn't that into 4. But this one I'm having way more fun with.
I remember
I will say that like it just as a point of contention with the game, the only thing that I have a problem with is like, and probably just because I am new to this franchise, the game's movement does not feel great in 2022. Like there's a lot of times where I'm like, I should be able to just jump on this thing, then jump on this other thing, but like the game doesn't have like true like parkour. It has like places where you can jump up, so like you know that feels kind of awkward, and like for some reason it never feels good to like get on ladders and get off ladders and like jump over ledges. Like, I feel like they could have done that shit a lot better. But
God,
other than that,
especially with
great.
the huge open maps,
Yeah.
which seemed like a great enticement to me. I would want to be able
Verticality
to
and-
go
Don't
over
get
them
me
in any
wrong.
which way.
Don't get me wrong, you are doing stuff like running along rooftops and that kind of thing, but
Yeah.
you're climbing up ladders and staircases and not doing so much like organic puzzle solving, you know.
Okay.
Little parkour at all, or
No parkour.
no parkour? See a little bit of
No
parkour,
parkour.
in there. On the
I mean, it's a World War
rooftops.
II game, so you know,
Sniper. Yeah, they had parkour back then.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did. I'm sure that was like a whole regiment dedicated just to parkour.
Yeah,
Parkour,
probably.
hardcore.
But that's a small part of the experience. Like mostly it's been a blast, like sneaking around, trying to stay hidden. Me and Greg will coordinate kills. We both have silent pistols. We can also run up and stab dudes. So, you know, a lot of times we're like, I'll take the guy on the left, you get the guy on the right.
Yeah, I saw you at a certain point, just like gun useless, must knife, and just run up to enemy after enemy, take him down.
Oh, dude, I'm crazy with that. I love meleeing people. I usually do that with I'll stab someone to death before more shooting at them because it's way
For sure, dude.
quieter.
Greg's all about the war crimes.
I don't know how the
Oh,
other
absolutely.
games have worked, but the maps are actually kind of dope, I'm finding, and like the missions are pretty long. Like you usually start with like 1 or 2 main objectives. And after that point, you kind of explore around the map and you find intel. And oftentimes it's like not even areas that are marked on your map, which I love. Like you just explore and find this intel, and that'll unlock other secondary objectives. Like, oh, this
nice.
intel says that there's these 3 AA guns. I should take care of those for the resistance. So then you have the objective to like get more kill more AA guns.
I do like that.
The maps are huge, and like you know, another cool dynamic feature is that each mission usually has one special officer that you got to kill. And if you kill him in a certain way, like with poison or using a rat bomb, some unconventional way, then you get a new weapon. It's a pretty
Getting
cool little reward
yeah.
system.
Getting some Hitman vibes from all that.
Yeah, it sounds like
yeah,
the more
I
Sniper
think-
Elite is borrowing from
Yeah,
Hitman, the more fun
yeah.
it becomes.
I think
that's a
keep
great way to
on.
describe it. I think it's like a good mix between like a third person sniping game and Hitman, frankly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, great little game. You guys should check it out if you haven't already. It's on the Game Pass.
It is
I
on the
haven't
Game Pass.
installed,
I did. I reinstated my Game Pass to download this game.
I guess I just need a partner.
Hey, I'll play through it with you. I've already playing through it with Greg and Eric, so I'll have the highest leveled character of all.
Or maybe I should give
If
it a
Andy's
go and play with
unavailable,
you.
I'll
Me
play
and-
with
or maybe
you.
Me and Flask, yeah.
Maybe I should go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, it's a fun little game for sure.
I am an elite.
What else
Yeah,
you got, Greg?
that's it.
That's it.
Oh,
for
my
you?
one.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta wait. Whoa! I gotta do my One Piece
Whoa.
update. Sorry, everybody.
Of course. Got that One Piece.
One
I'll forgive
Piece.
you.
I am now on episode 297.
Wow, that's high.
I'm speeding along, man.
They found a piece.
Oh no, but I have found people who have dumb devil fruit powers, so that's cool.
What? Dumb?
Yeah, dumb
That
devil
can't
fruit
be.
powers. Oh, but yeah, that's
It's a
it. That's all I
serious
got.
pirate adventure.
Cool.
Just know I love One Piece,
All right,
everybody.
cool. Let's move on down
As
the
do
list.
we all.
Flask.
Oh, hi.
I hear you've been somewhat busy, man. Not as busy as you have been before, but what have you done the last week or so?
I've been busier and I will be busier again. But yeah, I have some stuff to talk about. One thing I do wish John was here for, but I hopped back on the Supernatural viewing train because I had dropped it for a little bit after, what was it, season 2. So I hop back on, and this time I watched up through season 5, which I've decided will be where I stop. Because I already haven't been enjoying the much greater focus on the mythology and the seasonal arcs in seasons 4 and 5.
I'm
and from
sorry,
what I
missed it.
understand,
Can you state the title again?
Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where Sam and Dean
Right,
Winchester go on adventures hunting down supernatural stuff. And in
you.
seasons 4 and 5, it becomes much more about the mythology of like heaven and hell and their war that has Earth as like a battleground, and how Sam and Dean are involved in that. And from what I understand, from here on, it's essentially just from season 5, from season 6 onward, it's just essentially like fan fiction of the first 5 seasons with some highs and a lot of lows. So I think I'm good in terms of watching anymore. But the show's conclusion at the point I stopped can be considered a satisfactory ending for the series as a whole. I think people generally agree on that, and I definitely do. I think it's a fine place to stop. So yeah, because like season 5 was the last season that Eric Kripke, the creator of the show, was a part of. So
how many seasons of the show are there? There's like 9, right?
Oh man, 15.
15? God.
15 seasons of Supernatural. Yeah.
I remember you've talked about the show here and there.
Mm-hmm. I forget how many John has watched, but he watched more than, I think, 5. And it gets bad.
I've never watched the show, but I do know one of my favorite YouTubers, Grimbeard, like reviews every episode.
Yep.
I think he's only on like season 2 right now, I think. But I don't know if you're watching alongside or were.
Oh, we've talked about Grimbeard's reviews on the podcast before, and they're really a lot of fun whenever they come out. And I am looking forward to seeing him get to.
I don't like them.
Some of the
I want more video game stuff. If you're listening, no, I'm kidding.
If Grimbeard's listening,
do what you like. Yeah, I know you listen.
I like him.
Fellow.
I like all his stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing him do seasons 4 and 5, especially because, again, like I said, it gets real deep into the lore and like the heaven and hell stuff, and I have a feeling he's gonna start to tear it apart a bit in those seasons. So he's good at doing that.
You think
especially
when to doing the whole series?
He said every time at the start of every episode, he says, or however many episodes YouTube allows before shutting me down. So, seems like he's on track.
Okay, Supernatural.
I saw Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was in theaters. How did
the greatest movie ever made?
I heard it's getting excellent, surprisingly excellent reviews.
Reception, yeah, it is. And well earned, because, I have no nostalgia or particular affection for Top Gun. I mean, it's a fun movie, but it's totally of its era, of course.
Right.
So even with all the hype for this sequel, I wasn't expecting much from it. But I have to say, it's a very fun movie. Surprisingly fun.
Okay, cool. Top Gun, Maverick.
The plotting is pretty by the numbers in the sense that, like, for any given event, you can pretty much say that it could only have played out that way. Like, you just expect it to happen that way based on the logic of a Top Gun movie.
Yeah, of course.
But the surprising part is how the plotting and the events remain enjoyable throughout, regardless of that. Because a lot of movies like this are just like offensively predictable,
right?
But this one manages to somehow skirt that.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I would say it really sticks the landing with a great final act, so you come out of it pretty pumped up.
That's sick. Okay.
I really would not have expected that movie to be great.
Neither would I.
Same.
Just because it's in reboot territory, and just doing the movie without Val Kilmer, right?
He's in it. He's in it. Tom Cruise lobbied to make sure that he was in it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
of course
awesome.
he can't speak. I mean, in real life he cannot speak, but they managed to give him a role in the movie.
Oh, that's great.
And it's like respectful and everything.
Yeah. My girlfriend hates Tom Cruise. And I understand not liking him.
I can understand.
I understand not liking him as a person, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Scientology bullshit and a million things, he seems like a not good person, probably.
Yeah.
But I think he puts out nothing but bangers.
I
as
I
far
was
as
gonna
his
say
movie
that,
output,
like,
yeah.
I think he's like a very particular actor. You know what I mean? I think he really does seem to only pick movies that work and like good scripts.
Oh God, you know what? I just realized I'm glad John's not here for this because I know he'd be fighting us on this one.
About what?
Tom Cruise. We've argued about Tom Cruise before and how he does his own stunts, and John doesn't think it's impressive.
Oh, right.
Well, I do agree with John's criticism that like by doing that, he's like putting a lot more work and effort on a lot of people than keeping him alive, and also putting other stunt people out of work.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, we don't have to get into all that, but he's been putting out nothing.
Yeah, John's not here, so you don't want to confront the ugly truth, huh? You can't let me speak for John. Yeah, what's
as far as his movie output, it's pretty good. It's
I disagree. I think it's fun.
Flask, how many stuntmen do you think that he made homeless by that movie?
At least 1,000.
At least
wait a minute. All the Fast and Furious movies they make, there's plenty of fucking jobs for stuntmen out there.
Okay,
right?
yeah, sure.
But I mean, you know, there's something to be said for the end results because you see Tom Cruise and he's in that cockpit and it looks real, and it looks like he's really going through the G's and stuff like that. So I give him credit for the end product looking practical and real and coming off like,
yeah, authentic.
Okay,
authentic. That's the word I was looking for. One more random note about the movie in that. So Jennifer Connelly's in it as like his love interest, and I was pleasantly taken aback by her in this role because I'm so used to seeing her play roles where she's like sad or tragic, or dark in some way.
Was she just upbeat and chill?
That's so much of her career. In this movie, she's actually happy. And she plays the role with like a levity that's refreshing to see from her.
I wouldn't be surprised, like if you've been typecast as a sad girl your whole life, I would not be surprised if at a certain point you're like, I need to be happy in this role. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's great to see her smile.
That's cool.
And I'm sure
like Jennifer
she feels
Connelly. She's good.
Happy about that.
Jennifer Connelly, if you're out there listening, we're just happy you're happy.
We're just happy. We just want to see you.
I'm glad you said that,
Jennifer.
because Jennifer Connelly is listening.
Yeah. Oh, she listens to every episode of
I know.
BC.
So is Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
he's listening while he's fucking repelling from the
little man fuming right now, listening to us, listening to us gamers tear apart his life.
So even if you hate airplanes, you can still see the movie just to make Jennifer happy. Anyway, I also saw well, something I have another recommendation for is pretty cool. So remind me real quick, what is your guys' experience with Peter Jackson's The Hobbit trilogy?
I haven't seen it.
I've watched the first two.
You want to know my experience with it?
Yes.
I marathoned with a bunch of friends the entire trilogy, and then went and saw The Hobbit that same night. And I fell asleep like 2 hours in.
Oh, okay. So you saw
watched
the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy and then went to see The Hobbit and fell asleep.
Yeah, and also I didn't watch any of the sequels.
Okay. All right, so you've seen part of one. Greg has seen the first two, and Vito
I've also
hasn't seen
read
any.
the book.
Yeah.
No,
okay,
I haven't seen any just because I really like the original series, and I just heard they're not that good, so I just didn't even bother.
They're not. Peter Jackson's The Hobbit trilogy is unfortunately.
But the dragon died, I heard in like the first few minutes, so I didn't care enough to watch the movie.
Smog. You know what it was? I just really appreciate like all the practical effects in the original series, and just to see that like they didn't do a lot of that, I was not pleased.
There is definitely more CG work.
I just don't like the random prodding at the Silmarillion.
Oh, did anybody see Chippendale Rescue Rangers? Somebody here did. I know John did.
John talked about it last week.
Yeah, but he's not. Did anybody here seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Because there's a character in it that I think is a joke about the Hobbit. It's like a CGI dwarf played by Seth Rogen.
No, I think that's okay. I'm not sure if that's a reference to the Hobbits or if it's a I think that's what John was talking about. That's a reference to
Polar
like the Polar
Express?
Express CG stuff. Like
I didn't think there was a dwarf in that.
Zemeckis.
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to think of. Robert Zemeckis' CG work.
It's a Deep
like
Rock
on the Polar
reference.
Express. Beowulf specifically.
All right, Flask.
Beowulf,
Anyway, you were
that's
asking us
what it
about
was,
the
okay.
Hobbit, not Beowulf.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Seth Rogen plays Beowulf or not. Yeah, so I've seen the Hobbit trilogy, back when it came out, and yeah, it's a poor trilogy. It's not good. But there have been several fan edits made over the years.
Oh man.
Apparently. And I happened to hear about a newer fan edit that came out. It was only finished in December of last year. The guy who worked on it spent 2 years, book in hand, editing the the three movies down into a single 4-hour film.
Oh.
And the pursuit of which was to make it as book accurate as possible. So include only stuff that was in the book, and edit it as professionally as he could. And this is called the M4 edit, because I believe he goes by.
Now that sounds really cool,
M4.
but it doesn't mean it's a good. We'll see what you have to say. It doesn't mean it's a good viewing experience, though, just because he edited it down to things that are in the book.
So, I mean, I did go in with cautious expectations, just because of exactly what you said. Like, they weren't good movies in the first place, so just editing it down to stuff that's present in the book doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good.
Fix it.
It's quite good, actually. It's a lot better than the trilogy viewing experience. This 4-hour film is a genuinely enjoyable experience, and the only way I would ever recommend watching the Hobbit movies. I haven't tried other fan edits, but I don't know how you could get better than this in terms of what you have available material wise. Again, 4 hours, so it's a long thing, but it doesn't feel long. It feels like it all makes sense and all happens in the right order. A lot of stuff is excised. It's just taken out. A lot of the crap that you remember as being particularly, or you might remember as being particularly egregious in the trilogy, just gotten rid of. And Bilbo is a lot better as a main character in this edit. Just it is kind of miraculous how much better the story and the plot and the characters are made by editing down, cutting stuff away and just shoring up what is there. I was kind of genuinely surprised that it ended up this good. And I would actually recommend this M4 edit as a way to experience the Hobbit movies without actually experiencing Peter Jackson's Hobbit movies.
That's awesome.
And I think, yeah, the internet at this point agrees pretty much universally that this is the premier edit out there right now, and for good reason.
And there's no pacing issues when you cut down 3 movies into one like that, like time skips.
No, not really. There's an intermission part of the way through, but it's literally just like, okay, they've ended this act, and then after the intermission, we kind of start a new act. I did split it up into 2 nights of viewing, just because 4 hours is a long time to sit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it worked for me. Granted, I've seen the Hobbit movies, but it worked for me.
Very cool. I'd watch it.
And now you can find download links online. He has a website for it. Although the download traffic is heavy enough that you might have to wait in the queue until the download cap resets. That's how in demand this edit is right now, apparently, because I had to wait till the next day.
Recently?
In December.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was working on it for 2 years, and then it came out in December. So yeah, pretty interesting that you can do that, or that was possible, So yeah, if you guys ever watch it, let me know how you feel about it, especially with your particular histories, not having watched part of the trilogies. I'd be curious.
I'd love to check it out. Yeah, we could set that up.
I would also love to watch
viewing
it.
nights, two nights of viewing for sure, I think.
No, we'll do it in one.
Oh, okay. We'll do it right after this podcast.
There we go.
Whew. All right. What else, Flask?
I tried a game on Game Pass called Norco. You guys seen this one?
I don't know if I have.
Game Pass.
Okay.
Is it about a whale?
The card, I think.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I read good things about it, but it's a point and click adventure game. It's set in like an alternate future dystopian Louisiana, and your character is coming back home, and you're trying to solve your mother's disappearance. So you're walking around rundown places, clicking on things and learning sad information.
Rundown things.
Clicking on rundown things, finding out rundown facts. And I say I tried the game because it didn't do anything wrong. It didn't do anything wrong. But it was like a neon sign flashing a warning asking, you ready to feel depressed and pick through people's miserable lives? And my answer was not
already
right now.
am, bud.
Already am. It's it's one of those games that's like kind of artsy in the way it's like, all these, I don't know, depressingly artsy. What do you call that? It's like I think it's listed as like Southern Gothic, and I kind of get that genre. But yeah, just sort of depressing.
I was gonna say like misery porn.
Misery porn, exactly. The misery is a great word for it. Yeah, and I wasn't really in the mood for that right now. Again, I didn't do anything wrong. It just I was clicking on stuff and just learning more and more information about like why this world sucks. It does have a neat feature that it has like a mental map where it like automatically records all the information you learn. So I am sure that would come in handy when you go into like trying to solve the mystery itself. So yeah, it could get cool for all I know. Maybe I'll try it out some other time. But a game I did actually play through was I just randomly played through the beloved sequel Little Nightmares 2. Finally.
Hey.
Yeah. Several of you guys have played it as reported on the podcast previously. I just decided to finally, get it over with. I had played Little Nightmares 1 a little while ago. So I won't say much about it other than like, the atmosphere is the main draw of the game. Good atmosphere. That's really what you play it for. The story is like either non-existent or so obtuse as to be slightly impenetrable. But, the environments and the set pieces have style, and that's what you come for. The gameplay is enjoyable, to be fair. But, well, I never really called bullshit at anything, but it's probably more straightforward than the first game. So, like, I don't know, I find it easier than the first game. Slightly. They're pretty similar. And on one of the previous podcasts, you guys mentioned there's a part in a hospital where you're controlling a flashlight and having to like shine it on guys to stop them. Yeah, that's the only dodgy part of the game for me. So I agree with you on that front.
Same.
Just because you're aiming on like a 2D, 3D plane and it's not very accurate. And
it's also a very, very cool level, except it's brought down a little bit by that, flashlight mechanic.
Agreed. That's the only part that was like, a little dodgy. The rest of it,
dodgy.
fairly straightforward.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the game more to ask you questions. I just remember liking it a little bit less than the first, but it was still great.
I see online people saying like, oh, it's longer than the first game. I feel like they're pretty comparable in terms of length. And there was something, maybe it was like the, what do you call it? Like the newness of it, or how fresh it felt to play the first game, because it's like its own distinct identity.
Point. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're playing a sequel, and it's like, okay, more of what we had. Yeah,
that's a great point. Then yeah.
But I understand. Yeah. But still enjoyable little thing.
Yeah, fun themes. I know the story is just like obtuse and dense, but it's fun to guess at it and make little theories at what's going on there, even though I don't know if we'll ever get answers now because that studio was dissolved, I think.
Right. Yeah, you can kind of choose your level of engagement with like trying to figure anything out.
I kind of love that.
My level was pretty surface. I didn't really care.
if they released a third game and it like just explained everything, I think the everything being like demystified would take away a lot of it.
Well, people fucking love the mystery games that go like viral and you know have all this stuff, this lore that you can dive into and try to.
At the end of the day, you just want something that makes you think. You know what I mean? If everything's laid out in front of you, then as soon as the game, that the credit screen hits, there's nothing else to think about. But if there's a little bit of mystery there, I think that's fun.
Yeah, it's the type of game that gives you just like these impressions, and then you have to try to decipher them for yourself.
Even if it's mystery for the sake of mystery, which might be the case in that game with something.
It could very well be.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past it. But yeah, so that's me for today.
That's Flask.
Sick.
For the
Hello.
week.
All right, that's Flask for the day, for the week. Your last Flask maybe for a couple weeks. I don't know if we're gonna have an episode next week.
You son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
All right. Now we're gonna get a little dose of me to wash out the Flask.
No. I'll linger in your mouth.
TV wise, Vito, I know you caught up to Barry season 3.
I did. I'm all caught up.
How good is that?
It's so fucking good, man.
Do we have stuff to talk about? Do we want to chat about it for a minute or two, spoiler wise?
Yeah, if you want to lead the discussion. I don't know if I have like written out thoughts.
I don't either. I just want to talk about how cool some of it is and how much I'm enjoying it.
I can bunker myself.
Yeah, I guess bunkers. I don't know where this is gonna go, but
Okay,
I guess you
just
could
call me
bunker
back.
yourself for a little bit. Sure.
Greg?
Do you watch Barry on HBO?
No, I don't watch Barry. I don't give a shit about Barry. I don't care about your raspberries, your brown berries, whatever, bro. Talk about
that's really
it.
your loss. Man, I really feel like season 3 is like my favorite bit of television in a long time. So good.
I don't watch TV. TV sucks nowadays, bro.
Spoilers for Barry Season 3 until 49:41.
I really, really did myself a disservice by like not rewatching season 1 and season 2, because as soon as I jumped in, they were referencing things that like I didn't quite remember. It doesn't really take that much away because the fucking season 3 is so good. But just like certain characters they were referencing, like this revenge plot with what's his name?
Fuchs.
Fuchs.
Yeah.
Fuchs. Some of the people he was like referencing, I was like not really. I remember now, but yeah, I was just interested to see where they could go with season 3. At the end of season 2, Kusuno figures out that Barry's the one that killed Janice, right? Janice, like the police officer. But they've managed to draw it out a little bit longer. Barry's like still like they're just like towing this line of Barry like almost getting caught like every episode,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, I love that like they cut that off in the first episode, like the Gene storyline. Like 5 minutes in, Gene has a gun to Barry, saying, "I know what you did." Like we're not going to spend a whole season of like a cat and mouse game between Gene and Barry. You know what I mean? And now like where we're at season 3, they're like totally, they've got their own thing going on. They're not even thinking about each other.
As of right now, yeah. As of the latest episode,
right now,
Gene gets gets an offer, was a movie or TV offer, and I think Gene is starting to see the upside of Barry helping him out and getting him back into the industry, and Gene's getting some sort of like redemption arc where he's, I guess he wronged a bunch of people in the past, and now he's at least trying to help this one woman.
He's trying to earn his forgiveness, dude. It's what Barry
earn it.
It's what Barry told him when the gun was induced to his head. Forgiveness is earned, and then
right.
Gene, I don't know if you listen to the podcast, but Bill Hader talks about this, like these moments for Gene where things like click, or like that's the way I interpreted what he was saying, like, like Bill Hader was talking about a conversation he had with Henry Winkler about the scene where the guy Gene gives up all his take on that show to the woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Henry apparently pushed back and was like, "Is this really like who the guy is?" And Bill Hader's like, "That's who the guy is right now." You know what I mean? Like after all that shit that he's been through, like with Barry, like the lesson that he's learning right now is maybe forgiveness can be earned.
Yeah, it's cool to see the parallel there. I
Yeah.
mean, Barry is a monster.
Oh, Barry's irredeemable.
But you know, still cool to see the parallels there between the two characters.
And specifically that last episode, dude, was so good. Like so well shot and everything. Like it was crazy how good that was.
God, the whole chase scene with the biker gang.
Oh, I know.
That's where there's basically like no dialogue. All the way into the ending where he goes in and sits at the table and he's the only one there, no other dinner guests, and he sees the fucking business card on the table.
I know, right?
Realizes he's been poisoned. So intense.
Man, where's that gonna go, you think?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Obviously he's gonna get out.
I'm thinking Albert shows up for some reason and like Albert saves his life. And
Which one's Albert?
Albert is his old army buddy who's the FBI agent who's like low key tracking him down. He was the one
who just kind of maybe, I don't want to say figured out, but at first he brushed off Barry as a suspect when it was brought up.
But now he's asking questions.
Two cops. But now he says, "Wait a second, military training," and he's thinking maybe it is Barry.
So here's my long shot. I'll just throw it on the pod because who cares if I'm wrong. I'm thinking with this upcoming thing. I'm thinking this next episode, Albert shows up, and Barry convinces him that she's fucking crazy because there's no way that he would kill an old army buddy like Chris. So Albert must have figured that Barry's just wrong time, wrong place. That maybe the wife killed the husband and it wasn't a suicide after all because the wife tried to kill Barry. Maybe she's got a thing against veterans. I don't know. I feel like there's like an angle where I can see Barry sneaking out of this one. There's also, I think, only 2 episodes left in the season, so like the hammer's got to drop on Barry eventually. Like you said, he's just been bumbling through this season, like just barely getting by both emotionally and like realistically. Like every episode,
Absolutely.
He's like almost dead. You know what I mean?
He's not in control of anything.
No,
he's just stumbling through all these scenarios,
and he's got to clap hard at some point.
Yeah,
I think somebody big's gonna end up dead. Like somebody major's got to end up dead after all this, right?
Maybe
Sally.
Sally, yeah.
I can see Sally getting iced. But I don't know, her character's still got things going on, like her arc is still moving.
God, she is so good. I mean, I could say this about every actor on the show, but the actor that plays her is so fucking good.
Oh, absolutely. Have you seen Succession yet?
No. Is she in it?
Oh, no, but there's a character in Succession that's not really at all similar, but he has kind of like the same kind of like low-key can be a monster vibes, and maybe even like much more turned up. The actress like said that she takes inspiration from him in his performance.
Ah, that's cool. I've heard good things about that show.
It's a good show. Great show.
I could see like Thukes. I could see him coming to save the day, possibly, because like
I think
he wants revenge on Barry, but he wants it himself. I think. I don't think he'd be pleased with like Barry just getting poisoned by somebody else or some FBI agent.
Well, he needs Barry to know. I think that's why he's leaving these cards everywhere, because now Barry knows. You know what I mean? Like he needs Barry to think about him is the big thing for Fuchs, I think.
Yeah. What a awesome arc for him as well.
Dude, I was fucking laughing this last episode when he was given yet another fucking chance to just walk away. Like literally
in a remote village with goats.
The guy just saved his life. My daughter, she says that she wants to be boyfriend and girlfriend. I told her that you're a good man. Like, he has all this in front of him. Like, what he knows is peaceful rest. And yet, below like the fucking pedals of the truck, he sees that newspaper.
Yeah. It is cosmically comical that
he
would get in that situation.
Immediately, that moment, he's triggered, and immediately that moment, he fucking steals the truck. No other thought put to it than icing Barry.
Yeah.
He steals the truck and calls back Moss's father, which I don't think you've seen The Wire. There's a big character in The Wire. I'm excited to see this guy. Bunny Colvin.
That's the Allstate guy?
Is it? I think it is, yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was.
Maybe it might be.
Yeah. So next Sunday, I guess we'll find out.
I think that they got big plans for the dad character. Like the reveal at the end, like the pan onto his face, like he's not going to be like a throwaway gag like some of the other Revenge Army bits have been so far.
Yeah, he's probably a cold motherfucker.
I mean, his daughter's a detective, so like he could easily have military training or like be a former detective himself or something. Excited to see where it all goes for sure. And I know it's going to fucking give me blue balls for like a year until the next one or whenever.
We think. Do we know that there's gonna be? Oh, we know there's a season 4.
We know
they started writing it.
Yeah, and Bill Hader's set to direct every episode of it.
Oh God, yeah, I'm excited. All right, well, we know Barry doesn't die of poison and ingesting poison.
No, I don't think Barry's gonna get got quite yet. I think Barry's got to feel it before he gets got.
Yeah,
man, no. All right,
sick.
Before we bring Flask in, we know one major character's gonna die. Who would you bet? Who would you bet's going to be that character?
Henry.
Gene? I was just going to say...
Sorry, Gene, yeah.
Gene would honestly be my...
Because where else could his art go? I mean, he's seeing the fruits of, he's back in the industry and things are going well for him and he's in mid-redemption arc. Now... where else could he go from there? I could see him kind of facilitating another, progression for Barry's story, but dying as a result, and kind of pushing
maybe
Barry into season 4,
Maybe Fuchs gets maybe Fuchs goes straight to Gene. It was like, why the fuck haven't you done anything about it yet? You know what I mean? And gets Gene back involved into it.
Oh, I think that's got to be it, right? Because he was pissed. He found out that they were cool when Barry said they were cool on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it, and maybe Gene gets killed in Crossfire. But I definitely think Gene is the one. I want to say Fuchs, but you want Fuchs dead so bad that you don't believe it's ever going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's like a force onto this world.
And I think Sally being a love interest and foil.
Right.
I think she's got more room to go.
Her arc is still really moving too. Like I feel like there's still things for her to do.
So great. Oh God, I loved all the. I don't mean to extend this, but I just loved all the Banshee scenes.
Oh, the Banshee, yeah, that was great. Yeah, the algorithm.
Yeah, I forget the actress's name. She's an SNL also. Medusa's kind of like,
I love that.
she's great whenever I see her.
So the new Medusa is about a bunch of single women who own their own shop, and also their hair are snakes, and they turn men into stone.
Yeah, I think that could not have been delivered any better than from that actress. She's
you want to hear a funny thing about that scene? Where they're doing it's got to be more not like more yeah. You know what I mean? Like Bill Hader said that to make it sound perfect, they would dub the other person's line onto the like they would dub the same sound onto both people's mouths. You just never noticed it because they were alternating which actress it was. But it's literally the exact same sound whenever you hear them like repeat each other back and forth.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right. I'm bringing Flask back in. You aired your bag and Barry?
Yeah, we didn't talk about anything about NoHo Hank, but I think that's all right.
His story's going places. I mean, yeah, we can talk about that more later. We'll pick back up.
Yeah,
in a couple episodes when the season ends. Vito and I will pick back up on the Barry thread.
Yeah, I mean,
that scared me.
I just don't know where they're gonna go after killing Barry.
I know, right? And they did it on episode 1 too. Like I don't even know what the last 4 or 5 episodes have been about.
They gotta change the name of the show.
So
they'll change
why
it to
is
boring.
Barry a Fortnite character?
I realize that as a listener, you might not even get that joke we just did because you don't hear the Discord.
Oh, right.
They don't know that I was brought back in right before they
Flask
started
joke.
talking about how
Flask.
Barry was killed.
But also, it's not a
Barry.
joke, and he does die in episode 1.
Video game wise, I've been playing a little bit of Hardspace Shipbreaker. It's on the Game Pass. John's talked about it before. I'm just gonna echo John's comments. I'm enjoying the slow, cathartic process of breaking down ships and sorting out their goods and getting experience and money off that. I'm not enjoying the narrative stuff they're trying. Like, it would be fine if it was just codex and stuff, but like, there's too many moments where I'm just they have only dialogue, and there's moments where like you're just sitting there while the game is talking at you because you can't interact with anything, and it's like, all right, just fucking get on with it.
I feel like it would be a perfect game to have that stuff run while you're taking apart ships.
It
Why
sometimes
would it stop you from
does.
doing anything?
It sometimes does. It's just like you also have moments back in your hab where you get a call or something, and it's like, I don't care. I just want to bust down ships. I don't care.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a minor nitpick though, because like most of the time you are busting down ships. It's pretty fun. I'm still early on though. Like I just you kind of like over the first few ships, every now and then the game's like, all right, we're ready to teach you something new. So the game taught me how to take out reactors recently. Once you remove those from the ship, they start a meltdown. You got to salvage them before they blow up. And then the most recent thing I learned was taking down pressurized ships.
Oh.
Where if you take things off wrong, it'll like shoot out like a rocket and you could blow up and die.
Right. Okay.
So like the game is getting more dangerous, which makes it more interesting.
Sounds like a hard space.
It's a hard space, and I'm a shipbreaker.
So, some sort of hard ship space breaker.
Yeah, hard ship space breaker. And speaking of breaking ships in space, we've been playing a little bit of Grounded. Just nothing like those words.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We played just
We're small children in a backyard
Smashing
fighting
bugs.
insects.
we started a new run recently, and we played a couple more hours last night. I feel like the game feels a lot more full, even though we haven't gotten further than where we were before, which is a good feeling to have. Like, they definitely added a lot more content, more things to kill and things to craft. I personally probably would, like, we've talked before about how charming the backyard is, and that hasn't changed, and I won't, delve into that. But I probably wouldn't be super into it if I wasn't playing with a group, though, because
Yeah. Agreed.
just because the progression is so crafty based. You know what I mean? Like, the story is you go to this lab, and then it kind of points you to other labs. But to get to those other labs, you need to kill even more difficult creatures, or get through a gas, so you need a gas mask, or go underwater, so you need a diving helmet or something like that. Like, it's always like a gate of stuff that you need to progress, like craft to progress, which is fine, but like it's not something I find all that interesting. So I get mostly into like when we're doing group hunts on big bugs that have stuff that we need.
Mm-hmm. And when you're doing like building and craft progression as a team, everyone can like help each other, and it doesn't feel as tedious for you
Right, for
personally,
sure.
because everyone's taking a part of it. And like, especially with a group like ours, we can be like, okay, I'll do this right now, you do that, and
Right.
each piece of the puzzle contributes to our group progression as a whole.
For sure. There's a good feeling of that going on.
I also don't know if it's because we've played multiple times now, or if they've genuinely done this, but the game feels a little bit more solid in terms of that progression, like a little bit more solid in terms of just
You don't feel so
how things are
railroaded
supposed
to
to
like a few
work.
things, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like, the things that we're supposed to kill now, we feel like we can take on an appropriate level. You know what I mean? Like, they're not
Yes.
super easy, but we're not like dying to kill them. I think the game has gotten a lot better balance there. I don't know, because I've lost track of the updates. I don't know actually how much content has been added to the game. Like, so far we haven't seen anything like story or location wise that's brand new, right?
I think we've seen one thing that's we didn't actually do it, but we got a lead to maybe a new thing.
Oh, the black
Um
ant temple. Something like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's the first new lead we've gotten.
Right.
Well,
that'll be cool to get to. I think let's do the Gaslands eventually.
Mm-hmm. And we're going through it with a new person, Alex, who's not played before.
Yeah, so it's fun.
We have at least one fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, that's fun. He's getting really into the building. Like, our base is really expanded. It's pretty sick.
He's been doing great work.
I'm excited to see where this... exactly. I'm excited to see where this foundation goes.
What is this even terrain?
I know, right?
I don't understand it. It confuses me and it scares me.
Good thing this house is uninhabited, I think, because we are like really not making a small footprint in the yard after this base. Like anybody could like
they just see a patch of grass completely leveled.
Exactly. Right. What's going on over here? Are these workbenches?
Is this a village?
Great game. Still like a game that I think they're gonna finish it, and then John thinks they're gonna announce a release date at next week's showcase. We'll see if John's correct about that.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
We shall see.
Suffered from a long development history, and I wonder if Obsidian's going to do something like this again. You know, I wonder how much they've gotten out of this project.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Hard to say.
Because it really feels like an indie product. Like, it really feels like they've just been toiling away at, like, yeah.
I guess the final thing I have to say, I'll spotlight on the Elden Ring Seamless Co-op mod that was just released. That kind of turns Elden Ring from a single-player adventure where you can invite friends to help you kill bosses into like a complete co-op open-world game. I'm impressed by the features they added, like voting to warp to different bonfires, the way they've synced up the progress. Like it's quite impressive for like a game that's only been out a few months. Granted, it's the same guy who modded the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice online co-op mod, so you know he's familiar with the FromSoft framework. But it's a cool little mod. I'm enjoying it. I started a game with Eric and Kurt and Greg. We got a little ways in, and then we started another game with Flask and Vito, and we didn't really make much progress. Vito was kind of a Debbie Downer.
Shocking.
I think part of what was contributing to that is honestly just like we kept running into like small issues that were impeding our just having fun. And I did crash a couple times. I seemed like I was the only one actually crashing.
I was crashing the first night that we set everything up, but I was fine after that.
I think for me, it was more of a personal thing where I was realizing, like, I think I'd rather use this time to actually progress my single player campaign, which still hasn't even been beaten.
That's fine.
Well, I would still, do more of our run.
For sure. I would also play co-op to help you beat the single player game, Vito.
Yeah, Knoxville was helping me. I'll talk about it.
Because it is it is really cool to have that. Seamless is a great word. It is very enjoyable to be running around the world with your friends.
Super cool.
In your way.
I think like, John mentioned, the other day, which was like a good point. Like, oh, why didn't they just have that in the game? But, to people who don't play those games, like that's kind of a fun feature in the Souls games, the multiplayer system that exists, like
the particular variety of multiplayer.
Yeah, it's different, and somebody comes and you summon them for help, and they phase into your universe for just a little bit of time just to help you, and then you never see them again. I mean, it's kind of...
I do like the lonely single player feeling of Souls, don't get me wrong, but having done that for 100 hours, I'm ready to also do the co-op thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, this is for anybody, but I think you especially appreciate it if you beat the games the way that they were built.
Right.
And then now you could go and play them a completely different way with your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miyazaki's inspiration for the real co-op experience is that the story that he told about people helping a car out of like a snowdrift or something like that, and then so they assembled to help the car out, and then they just parted ways, never to meet again.
Yeah. And the meme is exactly Miyazaki's story about he's actually the one in the car is why it's so inspirational for him. I think is the story.
Right.
But yeah. All right. Hey, Vito said that he was going to talk about some Elden Ring co-op stuff. You can hear that after a little break.
I think I'm going to just hop out at the break.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that.
Same here. But don't worry. Vito's not going to bore you for too long. And after that, we're going to discuss some of the latest happenings and woes in the gaming and other media industry.
Thank God. I think I'll stay then.
Come to see what new game that Toby Fox is composing music for. What franchise has dropped its in-universe connections to PUBG?
Is it PUBG? Is it PUBG?
Fine. This and more after the break.
I'm glad you were able to come in here.
Yeah. Any crazy roundtables?
Oh, actually, one topic I brought up on my roundtable I wanted to ask you about. I mentioned that I had hopped back on the Supernatural train and watched up through season 5 because I had stopped after season 2 a little while ago, if you remember.
Right. I remember talking about
but
it.
The
show was still pretty decent around then.
Yeah. But then I recently watched up through season 5 and decided to just stop there because I knew what was awaiting me after that point. So I wanted to ask you,
season 5. Cause when I watched this, I was still in the Marines, so this is years and years ago. I definitely watched past season 5, though. I'm almost positive.
That's what I was gonna. That's actually what I was going to ask you. Season 5 ends with, the Heaven and Hell War being decided when they managed to. Is anyone who's here? Greg,
okay, no, I vaguely know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I know what happens next and stuff.
Okay,
then yeah, I definitely watched that part.
But then I assume they resolve it almost immediately in season 6.
The very first episode.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's a reasonable, conclusion. You could regard it as the conclusion to the whole series if you wanted, because it's like a finale, and the arcs, resolve there, and then probably start new arcs in season 6.
Isn't it crazy that they go on for 8 more seasons or something? I
don't
know where
15 seasons total.
That's a lot of this season.
So yeah, do you think my decision was the right one? Because I'm not going to change my decision, but do you agree that season 5 is a fair stopping point?
Yeah, that's not a bad place to stop. I was actually that's what I was thinking about when you were saying season 5.
I think the first 3 seasons are a genuinely good show. Seasons 4 and 5 I thought got a little bit too mired in the mythology and the heaven and hell stuff. My tastes lie more in the Monster of the Week format, where they're hunting down and trying to figure out the different creatures and the baddies. Yeah. That's my jam, X-Files type stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's funny because I think the one thing I'm going to miss about the show is just Sam and Dean, the characters. You kind of get to appreciate them and enjoy their. But see, the thing is, I have no. I fully expect that the rest of the seasons are just going to be them keeping secrets from each other back and forth over and over again, and just lying to each other and having a worse and worse relationship as the series goes on. So maybe it's better to just leave it.
A lot of that does happen.
Reasonably good place where they at least like each other.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad stopping spot.
And now they're doing the prequel series, the Winchesters, with
really?
a young Mary and what's their dad's name? Jesus.
Bill.
John. Jesus, it's just John. It's just John. The name is just John.
John.
Yeah. With a young Mary and John, And I guess they're retconning what we see of their past in the initial seasons, because it's not like they were doing any hunting. They were, they were living a normal life on purpose right up until she dies. So like,
yeah, see, that's already a bad sign.
That's a very bad sign when they're retconning the characters' pasts that were already established in the original show. Not a good thing.
Give me a pizza.
That's different from a sandwich.
Yeah.
Not if you fold it in half.
Ooh.
Dude.
And you're eating it twice as fast too.
It's called a calzone, baby. Oh, sorry. You said folding a pizza in half. I imagine. Yeah, I imagine taking 2 slices and smacking them together. You ever do that?
Actually,
no. I ate my boys single, just singles. But I can see the appeal.
Just do singles, huh?
Just do singles.
I will say that if the slice is wide enough, I do fold the slice to get it in my mouth.
I mean, I always fold the slice. If you don't fold the slice, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't always fold the slice.
So
I didn't always do it.
It's like this floppy, flat thing that you just shove.
Oh, maybe New York pizzas are floppy and flat. We got them thick pizzas.
And then what happens when you get halfway through the pizza? Then do you bite left to right like a watermelon?
No, dude, you bite on one side and you just tear to the other side.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you bite into one side and then tear
like the other side, and then you unhinge
your
jaw like a snake and just. You see me in the pizza, you know.
I did. I see that Tombstone. Was that Tombstone pizza?
I did do the Tombstone, but I had an oven baked one too. I got like number 12 or
my
13.
Pizza.
I was towards the end.
Yeah. Experiment number.
I think we did 15 altogether or something like that, right?
Yeah. Next time I make pizza is going to be great. I've learned some new techniques. I think it's really going to iron out all and then next meetup, forget about it. You guys are going to eat the best pizza you ever eaten in your entire life. I won't even mind if you eat it unfolded or fucking unhinge your jaw or tear it apart like a savage. I
just throw it all in the food processor and just drink it.
Just drink it.
Inject it into my veins.
Yeah, you guys are really making me fucking hungry. I was expecting to eat during this break, and now I have to wait 30 or 40 minutes for a pizza. So,
how many slice? What number slice guys are you? You 1 slice guy, 2 slice guy, 3 slice guy?
I could eat a whole pie. I was gonna say
I'll take a whole pie.
It honestly depends.
I'm consistently a 3 slice guy.
I can do 2, but I'll be thinking about that 3rd slice.
You will be thinking about the 3rd? Okay.
I'll do it if but I don't want to be greedy, especially if there's like limited pizza.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if there's limited pizza, I'll do like a slice, maybe 2. But if I'm like,
but I'm gonna want the 3.
Yeah, I sometimes I'll order 2 slices, like thinking, that's plenty. And then I always regret it.
Oh my god!
I get sad. Yeah.
I am vacuous when it comes to pizza. Unending appetite. I just got
a text message actually during the pod from a friend of mine, and he says, I guess it's something he just experienced. He says, somewhere at some slice joint in New York, and then in quotes, "Can I get a box of pizza?" I can't even read that without laughing. Who fucking would say that? I get a box of pizza.
Wait, what do you... but you call the pizza box a pizza box, right? What do you call...
Yeah, but you don't fucking order a box of pizza like you're going to KFC and ordering like a fucking chicken box.
You would be in the right, though.
A chicken bucket?
No, you would not be in the right. You should be banned from ordering pizza.
They do give it to you in a box. You wouldn't say it that way. You wouldn't be wrong.
Hey, man.
Want a box of pizza?
Can I get a bucket of pizza, please?
Now you say the bucket, you'd be wrong. They don't. I've never seen anyone serve pizza in a bucket.
They fold it in and line the size of the bucket.
It's in a box.
No, a bucket of pizza. It's like a bucket. The bread's a bucket, and it's like half filled with sauce, and then it's just layers of cheese.
They make the pizza in the bucket.
They make the pizza
scoop
in
it
the
out
bucket.
with their hands, and you get like
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
Winnie the Pooh scooping out honey out of a fucking hive.
Yeah.
It's just weird to
Yeah.
use a box of pizza as like a measurement for how much pizza you want. I mean, I understand. Yes, it comes in
You can
the
give him
box.
like sizes. I want a.
You say
small
you want a
box of
pie.
pizza. I want a small box of pizza.
Yeah,
wanna eat
dude, that's the
small
feeling I
pizza?
have. Like, I don't know what the fuck a 10-inch versus a 12-inch is. Like,
All right, well, that's like I don't know what you call that kind of pizza. Domino's, Pizza Hut. You know, they have sizes. You go to a regular New York pizza place. Oh my god, that'd be even weirder. Yeah, if you
I
said,
can't stop
want
laughing at small box of pizza.
I want a small. Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Like, you know, like
this
this-
is the Broken Campfire podcast. John, you decided to join us for the second half.
And I'm so glad
I
you
wanted
did.
to hear some news.
All right, great. Well, unfortunately, I got some news for you, and that's what we gotta plot through Vito's roundtable first before we get there.
Oh fuck, dude! I forgot. Fucking roundtable. We just skip
We
it.
sure
I
did.
didn't do anything.
All right.
No round table.
He's
No,
just gonna talk
I
about
never said
Hades
that.
for 5 minutes.
I'm
so
just
let
gonna
him-
rattle.
let him do it.
I'm gonna rattle them off.
All right, you got
Right.
you got a small box of roundtable. Let's go.
In my small box, I jumped back into Elden Ring. It's been a while, and I made some
playing co-op.
progress. I played a little bit of co-op with Andy, but I was
Knoxville.
sad, and then we stopped playing. Oh yeah, Knoxville helped me beat a dungeon that was bothering me. Then I did a bunch of single player progress, and I beat Morgott, the Omen fell, and I am now in the Forgotten Lands, which is like the snowy area, which is gorgeous.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna burn the Elden Tree down to the ground. Anarchy.
You can't do that.
Fuck the Elden
I'm gonna do
Tree.
I'm gonna
Like
do it.
an
Fuck
old
the
tree
Elden
or something?
dude.
What is it?
Yeah, it's just a fucking old tree.
It's the
dude.
God tree.
Whatever. It's a fucking tree.
It's your Drassel.
Other than that, me and John took a swing,
And a
healthy
miss.
swing at the devil.
And a miss.
At the devil last night. A swing and a miss. Yeah.
I thought you were going to lead into like a baseball game or something. We took a swing at baseball.
Well, I mean, I was down to keep going.
We
I
took
would
a
say officially.
sip of
There you go.
Cuphead.
There you go.
Yeah, we fought the devil last night. I had to go to bed early.
I bet we could
Yeah,
beat it
you
in
You had
3
work in
tries.
12 hours, right?
I really bet we could beat it in like 3 tries. We learned a lot last night. That's how a lot of the boss fights go. You know, you fight them for like a couple hours, and then eventually you get like so good at like phase 1, and then you just need to get like lucky on like phase 2 and phase 3.
And we got to
That's it.
phase 3. I mean, a few times. Like I said, I think we're gonna crack it pretty easily.
Yeah. Still playing Hades. Still got, progress in there. I gotta officially beat the game. Haven't yet.
Very nice.
Watch Barry with Andy. Been watching King of the Hill.
Well, you didn't.
Still, I'm on season 3.
Oh yeah, John,
Nice.
you missed it, but me and Vito waxed on for like 20 minutes earlier about Barry season 3 and the last episode.
Oh yeah, last one was good. And I still think I don't know. It was too weird. Something's up.
You think so? Oh,
love it.
interesting.
Yeah, we didn't mention that.
We had a
dealership scene.
we had a couple theories of where things are going, but that where you're going is not what we were thinking. It's interesting.
I think that is interesting. That is very interesting.
Especially how
I
the
think-
episode ended. I don't know. I don't think that's really happening.
Oh God.
All
I
right.
didn't-
Well,
that didn't even occur to me.
You know what? We'll see if it's still in the bag. Maybe we have to jump back into Barry at the end. We'll see.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, King of the Hill, still a good show. And then lastly, I watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, you watched it. Okay.
I did, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, that's why you
Um,
kept asking.
It was like okay. I think
Yeah.
it started off pretty strong.
I agree.
Strong for what it was, and then it lost its appeal. I think the most enjoyment I got out of it, and to be fair, I never watched Chip and Dale. I was aware of the show. I think it was on. It was something I would flip through, but I didn't like watch it. Although I don't think that matters that much because it's not like I don't know. It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it was true to the show or whatever. But I like John Mulaney and Andy Samberg a lot. I think they're funny. I think they did a good job. The most enjoyable part of the movie was all like the reference porn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I definitely agree that it did start off stronger than it ended. Like halfway through, you're like, all right.
halfway through, I was
wrap it up.
Maybe some of like novelty wore off or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. No, I still recommend as a watch though.
Yeah, all the little references were fun. We've said it a couple times. Tim Robinson, Ugly Sonic, was definitely like one of the highlights of the movie.
I didn't know it was him. That's even funnier.
And even though his dialogue is like, it's funny, but it's not like hysterical. It's just like the existence of that character in the movie is just funny. But also like, that's not going to be relevant forever. It doesn't matter, you know. I guess they just make movies in this day and age just to like make a quick buck and whatever. It's not like that movie needs to stand the test of time. But I was just thinking about like a lot of those references aren't really going to like mean anything in 10 years or whatever.
Not to shut over your point, because I agree with you, but when you think about it, that's what most movies are. You know what I mean? Most movies are like reflective of the age they're in. It's only like the truly timeless ones that you feel like are relevant whenever.
True. And it's ridiculous to think that this one needs to be timeless. I guess I was just thinking about that Ugly Sonic reference because it's it's like a reference that, you know, it's specific towards like what, the couple of months before the release of Sonic Adventure. Yeah. You know? But
definitely. Well, my mom had no idea because she watched it. She had no idea.
She had no idea who that was.
Yeah, but it's all right. I mean, it's like a 15-second gag, probably, right? Like, I doubt they linger on it.
He returns
it's like a
twice or more.
Yeah.
Maybe I agree with you then.
Yeah. I think that's part of what people are. There's like a major complaint among viewers is that it's doing more of a Space Jam 2 sort of like reference a minute type thing instead of a more timeless Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where. You know, in Roger Rabbit, it was just like the Looney Tunes were part of the universe and stuff like that. Certain timeless elements, like
that's
just
fair.
cartoon characters, are just part of the universe. They're not referencing specific things.
Roger Rabbit does show up in the beginning.
He does, yeah.
A little flashback.
My girlfriend kept saying, this is reference porn, and she's right. I mean, it was just a lot of references, and that was the enjoyable part of the movie for me. I liked that. I was, you know, the rest of the movie, the plot was
mediocre.
You know, pretty. Or the setup for the plot is interesting, the whole reboot thing, but it just ends up being kind of mediocre, yeah. And that's all I got. Let's go into the news.
All right. Okay. So first things first, Capcom put up a Dragon's Dogma 10th anniversary page.
Hell yeah! Dragon's Dogma 2's just around the corner, kids. Get ready.
I wish I could peek around this very corner and see Dragon's Dogma 2.
Hey, I played Dragon's Dogma for the first time last year, I think, maybe the year before, fairly recently. It was a good-ass game. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That is one of my favorite games of all time. I highly recommend it. It's a great game.
Shame you're not getting a sequel.
What?
I got an anime.
But they
so
put
I'll
up
get
a
sequel
page.
soon.
That's true. They did make that anime.
Yeah. Well, what is the rest of that? It's not in that article.
No.
I guess I was reading a different article that was just talking about, you know, Capcom is known to seemingly tease things that never really end up being anything. Like the teasing.
You mean Outbreak 3?
Yeah, teasing things that seem like they might be Resident Evil and ends up being Street Fighter 6.
Well, we'll see tomorrow, right, bud?
We will. We will see tomorrow.
All right. Now we have a litany of stories involving PlayStation PS Plus and all the problems that gamers have noticed with it. First off, classic PlayStation games on PS Plus appear to be 50 hertz, even in non-PAL regions.
Dude, what the heck?
Essentially, it results in the game
what does that
running
mean?
at 25 FPS instead of 30 FPS.
The game literally runs slower.
Yeah.
Like if you compare the two.
Gotcha.
A whole 5 frame, you know, like.
Hey, but at the same
when you put them side by side, it's drastic.
Hey,
the game is slow.
But at the same time, you're playing a fucking PlayStation 1 game on your PlayStation 5. The feeling of this game is actually slower than when I played it as a kid. It's not.
It can't be that slow. I mean, it's still a PAL region, so that's just what they have in Europe, right? So, like, yeah, it's slower than 30, but, like, not like the game is, like, a new unplayable game of slow. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not unplayable.
If they promise something, they should give it to you. It should be 30, but, like, I I as a person, I would never. I don't think I would notice unless I seen them side by side.
Well, they attempted to release a patch for it. That's the next story, and that patch ended up creating a ghosting effect, a noticeable visual effect on the screen. Then
yeah, because God forbid they just like implement the NTSC versions. They can't do that, so they try to patch the PAL.
Then a bunch of users
Poorly.
who had been PlayStation Plus subscribers and had used discounts previously found that when they tried to upgrade to a higher tier PlayStation Plus, they were being asked to pay for all of the discounts first. They were being asked to pay up their account in order to upgrade.
That's weird. I don't remember that.
That was what
that's
what the official pricing was listed at, and then that's what Sony support email confirmed. Somebody at Sony must have heard about how crazy that was and started ringing the bells because eventually Sony blamed a technical error for it.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be actually insane because people would stack those when they're discount, like when they go on sale.
Sony confirmed PlayStation 3 games still won't support DLC on PlayStation Plus Premium.
So games like Ashura's Wrath, you just literally can't complete.
Yeah,
I know I used that example before, but like there's certain games on PS3. It's like, well, you kind of need it.
Games on Game Pass usually give you DLC, right? Am I crazy sometimes?
I think if they're like those special edition ones, like the anniversary editions that come with them.
I think
like Back 4 Blood, for example, you'd have to like buy that.
I think the best analog to this is that games that came out in like the 360 era, or like Dragon Age, when you download it on Game Pass, you do have all the DLC. And this
right, if it's an older game.
Yeah. And this is Sony saying you don't.
Yeah, it's lamer than hell, dude. Like,
now, while PlayStation Plus doesn't promise to have day one games like Xbox Game Pass does, they will require every game to have a trial that's at least 2 hours long, with longer games like Cyberpunk reportedly having 5-hour long trials.
Whoa, hell yeah.
I mean, that's
and the trials are not demos in that they are literally just you're playing the game for a limited amount of time.
Like a 2-hour rule on Steam, which I love and I take great advantage of.
Yeah.
So a little bit of plus, a little bit of minus. Hopefully Sony figures out the proper settings on their emulator so that people aren't yelling at them anymore.
Yeah, go look at the Digital Foundry video if you want to see more on that 50 hertz problem, because the comparison is really where you see the slowdown in effect.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a 144 hertz monitor now, and I can't tell any difference from when I had just a 60 hertz monitor.
I don't disagree with you.
And I'm sure if I seen them side by side, it would be a difference, but I don't know. I've never plugged it in and been like, whoa, this is double.
I don't disagree with you.
Well, if you played
like,
these games as a kid, you'd be like, you'd probably notice it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's just the fact that, like, why does this run
With
better?
The advertised.
Why does this run better on my PlayStation 1 that I've had in my closet for 20 years versus my $600 PlayStation 5? You know what I mean? Like,
no. Yeah, just on principle, you're right. But I'm just saying, like, if I don't know, I didn't have an article, I really don't think I'd notice.
I agree. I might not notice either, but I wouldn't be surprised if some people had. Yeah. All right, maybe Dino Crisis in the future.
It's just gonna be Arc 2, dude.
Sony.
Yeah, so they didn't actually announce Dino Crisis.
I'll take either or at this point
for PS Plus, but there was like a banner that had.
I did see that.
What's her
banner.
name from Dino Crisis?
I forgot her name. The redheaded girl. Regina. That's her name.
That's it.
Yeah.
By the way,
cool. Great
not
game.
Every game on PS Plus is in 50 hertz. I should say, not every game is the PAL version. There are a few that I think are NTSC.
You played Tomb on that? Is there a list of games?
There probably is a list of games somewhere.
I think there's a list.
Might have to try Tomb. I know that from muscle memory. I'll tell you if it's different.
We got a lot of PlayStation stories tonight. The next one says PlayStation says half of its releases will be on PC and mobile by 2025.
Holy
that
Ooh, hopefully
I'm
it's
excited
a good
about.
Wink, wink.
So I think.
As long as I know it's. Go on. Sorry.
Go ahead, Vito. Go ahead.
Nah, never mind. I was gonna say something that doesn't make sense.
Cool.
You're gonna say that I was gonna think that all the good games were bad, and like if Bloodborne came, I would be like, "That's a bad game. Why are they bringing that?"
Once he said that, I was just waiting for somebody to say Bloodborne.
They're probably gonna announce a few of these games.
Baby, I'd buy that.
That Wolverine probably.
You're a big fan of that Spider-Man, huh?
Yeah,
Dude, that's a good game.
I was playing it. Yeah, let me cut in real quick. I guess this is my roundtable. I already own the game and I beat the main game, but there were some DLCs. But I had some buddies come in for Memorial Day weekend, and we were waiting for more people to show up. So we just started playing Spider-Man and passing the controller. That game's pretty sick, and I kind of want to buy a PS5, not just for like the new Spider-Man Miles Morales, but like the God of War's coming out, stuff. You
probably
still
for the
find
PC.
Them. They're still nowhere.
Yeah, dude, they're hard to find. So, which is crazy.
I'm not gonna ever pay. I mean, I don't want it anywhere near badly enough to pay like a scalp or anything. But if I ever see one out in the wild, I'll probably pick up a PS5. That's it. That's my roundtable.
Well,
I was playing Spider-Man.
John, what do you think about? I'm gonna pitch some things at you.
Well, you guys just told me a bunch of bad news about Sony, so you're trying. I mean, that was wow. It's literally the whole time we were doing this news, I was like, man. Yeah, see, I can definitely wait for that PS5. They're still hammering out the bugs.
I got some great news about Sony. They've announced a Horizon Zero Dawn show for Netflix, a God of War show for Amazon, and a Gran Turismo movie pitch.
I don't like any of that, to be honest.
You don't want to watch God of War on Amazon?
I think a good God of War show, I think, would be fucking sick.
But
like
I just
a
don't
ultra
believe they're
violent
do a good one. I just think of Halo. I don't know.
I don't think they'd be able to make
agree.
it violent and like crazy enough.
Seth
I don't have
Rogen as
much faith
Kratos. James Franco as Boy.
Kratos.
I did, yeah. I don't know. I didn't attach to Horizon. I bought it on the PS4, or I have it, and I don't know if it was just like a slow start game, or I just don't really care for like big open worlds that you just gotta run around in. But I didn't try the second one either. But I just did not really dig it.
Yeah,
I haven't played the second one yet.
But I mean, I will buy a PS5 for the new God of War because, I mean, the God of War reboot or whatever is like one of my favorite games of like the last 10 years. Probably in the top like 5. I love that game.
You know, Amazon has The Boys, and it's also got Invincible. I could see them doing like a good God of War show.
Is it a live action show? Is it going to be animated? It's going to be live action, right?
I don't think they specify, but I'm sure it's going to be live action.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have high hopes for video game shows in general, but I'm saying I think you could do a really cool God of War is just fucking, it's a badass story.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Just have each season him going through and just killing the fucking gods. I think that's.
Yeah, he's got
cool.
a reason, you know. He killed his family and stuff in the beginning, and he's got vengeance on the gods. You know.
Now, Gran Turismo, I don't know where that fucking comes from. I mean,
have a movie, there was a Need for Speed movie, right? With the guy from Breaking Bad.
Aaron Ball.
Would it be Fast and Furious, but more about cars?
Well, Gran Turismo is like a very serious. It's like a car enthusiast kind of game, right?
It's more
like
of a sim.
the earlier Forzas. So I don't really know how you make a movie about that. And more surprising is I don't know if it was confirmed. Let me go back through the article. But Neil Blomkamp, he's being eyed to helm the project. Now I can't think of a bigger waste of Neil Blomkamp's talents than a Gran Turismo movie.
Don't worry, it'll get canceled if he's involved.
District 9.
Oh yeah, okay. That was a great movie. Yeah, maybe.
So like how?
Maybe he's gonna bring his vision to Gran Turismo. Maybe it's gonna be like Cars, it's a Disney movie, but live action.
All the Gran Turismo cars are
alive.
Okay. All right. Well, now I'm a little more interested.
But it's all live action, so they're gonna have to really get creative and do a lot of.
The eyes are gonna be especially difficult. It's gonna be very scary.
Yeah.
Well,
Sony going ham.
I just want to say about a Horizon Zero Dawn show. The part of that universe I liked in the game was the background lore. I don't give a shit about what's happening in the present in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe. It's like weird. I don't know.
What are
Just the
your-
society and the culture.
What are your thoughts on what's happening at present in the Speed Racer universe?
I have a little bit more investment into the lore of Speed Racer. Especially after the Wachowski movie back in 2008 really
Right.
stepped up the game of the whole universe.
Right, and now we have J.J. Abrams executive producing a Speed Racer live action series for Apple Plus.
Oh, thank God.
Apple Plus. All right. See you in hell.
I've been asking for this for years in some alternate universe.
I think I liked Speed Racer when I was like 5.
I like the movie.
It was like before our time, wasn't it?
It was on.
I remember
Sunset.
watching it, but I feel like I was watching it on like Boomerang.
That was
Yes.
that was like a boomerang
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Let's bring back Wacky Races. You give me a Wacky Races movie, I'll spend money
Like
on
your
that.
race is solid.
Little Mutt,
But
give me
make it like-
Muttley.
Give it like the production value of
I tried
Mad
to
Max
do a laugh,
Fury
couldn't
Road.
do it.
No, that's
Oh
a
my
tough
god,
laugh,
yeah.
dude.
Like a rat race plus Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Dastardly, what's his name? Fucking Dastardly.
But I have
I know
no
you're
faith
talking
that
about.
I have no
He's a
faith that like
wheezy ass dog.
I feel like the Speed Racer movie was a fluke in that it was actually like fun and good and respectful of the source material. I have no faith that any modern like whatever bullshit show for Apple Plus could nail the tone, because you really have to nail the tone of cheesiness, or else it's just like, why are we even here?
Yeah, my
Right.
benchmark
See that
for
movie.
something like this anymore is going to be Halo Paramount,
God.
like some C tier streaming service with its own original take on like popular
Uh-huh.
IP. I mean, Speed Racer is a
didn't-
popular IP, but you know what I mean. It's unknown.
We didn't watch the original Speed Racer.
What?
We
That's
have
the-
not.
That's a quote.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Oh.
quote
I was
like,
from
oh, no.
the people making the new show.
We did
Oh,
not watch the
Abrams.
quote unquote
We did not
anime.
watch.
We watched the first episode, and that was about it.
We read the novelizations.
Hey,
Yeah.
fans of Supermassive Games and the Dark Pictures anthology, I have some disappointing news about their totally separate game that's not at all like that, called The Quarry. The online multiplayer mode has been delayed for a month.
Oh man.
Alright.
That's
That's all right.
Well,
but-
hang
month
on.
after
but
release.
That
Well,
doesn't matter to
I was
us.
going to say that it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter to
actually matter
us.
for us because we always play it with the local movie mode anyway.
Yeah, and that will be
Or you could, like,
next
parse it,
Friday.
right?
Everybody be ready for that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, when?
Sorry, I won't,
Next
I won't be
Friday.
around next Friday.
Oh,
June, July. No, wait. What?
You-
Okay. Yeah.
The 10th.
I'll be around.
June
I'll
10th.
be around the day
Alright.
after, but not the Friday.
we'll hopefully be back that day. I got a bunch of stuff to do.
Oh, this
Don't
guy's
worry,
busy,
Greg. I'll be
everybody.
there.
I'll be on all next week.
Thank you.
All right.
But yeah, I'm excited for that game. Corey looks cool. I like all those games though. I know. I mean, their weakest one was Little Hope.
Hopefully, I play a
Yeah, for
character this
sure.
time that doesn't just fucking suck.
And if you guys wait until Saturday, I bet I could play Salim again.
Dude, he's out there somewhere.
I just know him. The Callisto Protocol dropped its PUBG universe connections.
What?
We realized, wow, this is a little out there. It's the best quote.
I mean, good.
When we came in,
Yeah,
Because-
like
Krafton had a lore team, and they were writing this big story. Like, where does PUBG start? Where does it fit in? Had those plans continued, the horror game would have sat pretty far out along the timeline, but somewhere during development, the idea was dropped.
so far ahead in the timeline that it's completely irrelevant. How is that not thought like just from the get go? These are two
Seriously.
completely unrelated games, have nothing to do with each other in tone.
Why did they say it in the
in-
first place? Like,
Yeah,
Because they
That was
believed
the-
it then.
I was shocked when they said that. I was just like, how?
Just a weird detail, exactly. Like what?
Like you guys said before, there was no concept of a PUBG universe before this game was announced to be part of
No,
it.
it's just some generic like military. I mean, it's battle royale, but it's a generic military theme. There's nothing going
I
on.
don't think
there.
it's like Fortnite, where they have like a story and stuff, and it changes. I thought it was just like you've been popped into this world by an angry god.
And on top of that, is that even like a game you really want to be connected to? Is that going to improve?
It doesn't elevate it.
Sales?
No.
I don't think so. I mean,
the idea of
if
us
anything,
being
the
in the
Dead
universe
Space
at
creator
first sounds really good.
Yeah, it is free.
Why did the idea of them being in the universe at first sound really good? That's a direct quote from them.
I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you though, PUBG is the 6th most played game on Steam today. 38,000 people.
oh shit, maybe.
No, I'm sorry, 381,000 people.
I don't
So you're
believe
saying
those
they've
people
lost
are
their
real.
audience?
It's going to be with the Callisto Protocol.
Actually,
number
more than
7.
more than Destiny, more than Apex Legends.
Damn. Maybe
And this
was the
is
wrong move.
great. This is great for me, Greg, and everybody who likes Dead Space, because fuck that. I don't want that dragging my game down. Get that shit out of there. I hope Callisto Protocol is great.
Yeah, that'd be
Probably
nice.
better now.
They should put it in the Gran Turismo universe. At least that's got like a movie coming, and
Dude,
That's true.
all living cars, that would be horrific.
They should put it in the Barry universe.
the GTCU. Oh shit, the Barry universe.
Fuck it, why
GTCU.
not?
NoHo Hank in space killing
Yeah.
monsters. Fuck yeah. No, they should put it in the Pokemon universe.
Ooh, have a nice
Why do you
sound
say that?
library.
Why do you say that?
Why do you say that?
Why the
Well,
fuck
if
did
you
you say
didn't
that,
know, the
do I say
Pokemon
that?
Diamond and Pearl sound library that launched in February, it has shut down.
What? You
What?
tell me I can't listen to my Diamond and Pearl soundtrack anymore?
This is just kind of depressing because it just opened up in February and it was like kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
How
It
quickly
will no longer be
they just
available
decided-
after May 2022.
It's like
done.
why?
It's dead.
They don't give an explanation as to why it came about and then why it's done now. They just say sorry.
But to be
not even
fair-
sorry, just
Experiment.
thank you for using it.
To be fair, they did say, like, clarify that, like, even though it's going down, anybody who's used the files can continue to use them freely and fairly. So, like, they're
You
True.
could share them.
legally, they're not like clamping down on those files. They're just no longer making them available themselves. I mean, really,
Right.
it's kind of like,
for the servers.
I guess, a
whatever.
smart move because they probably understand people well enough to know that, especially now that they've legally released it on the wild, anybody who wants those files can find them. So, like, why
Yeah,
would
it's just
why
out
would they
there
pay to a website to keep hosting it? You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you do this one, Flask. I think you would like this one more than me.
Oh, yeah, just in more Pokemon news, or it's not even Pokemon news, it's just Pokemon adjacent or related. There was a little fan project that was posted to Twitter where someone mocked up a little thing that replicates Ken Sugimori's watercolor art style from like early Pokemon in 3D, like in a 3D game environment.
Yeah, this looks pretty
And so
sick.
this is not such great audio content, maybe, but go look this up on. There's
it looks
articles
really
about
cool.
it, of course. Yeah, he just posted a couple things on Twitter showcasing. Just looks really cool. It's if you remember that 90s watercolor aesthetic that Ken Sugimori used in the early days. Very nostalgic to a person like me. It looks
I like it, yeah,
surprisingly good in 3D, and I would love to see a game in this style.
for sure.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, what else we got? More Pokemon news. Great. Oh, I love Pokemon.
Well, good.
I know.
Well, that's great, Andy. Because did you know that Toby Fox is he composed the field music and some other track for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet?
I do really like
The
Toby Fox.
upcoming Pokemon
He
game.
makes
I love Toby Fox.
he makes great
Good music.
sounding retro track for sure.
I'm surprised that I feel like Game Freak is such an insular little company that it's surprising to me that Toby Fox is even
I know, yeah.
was asked to be part of it. An official mainline Pokemon game. I guess, Undertale.
This
It's
new
immense popularity.
Pokemon game looks weird. Have you guys seen it at all? I mean, it's
I
like
didn't
the
actually
best time
watch
to
the
talk
trailer.
about
There's a
it.
new trailer, right? I didn't
Yeah,
actually
new
watch
trailer
that.
came out today. I mean, they showed a tiny bit of the people in it, but they just look very they look very weird,
How
like
so?
off. Hold on. This just keep out the filler, but I gotta find it real quick.
Hey, Willow's back in a big way, baby.
Willow.
Who put this fucking story on here?
I seen this actually. I was scrolling. I mean, I didn't put the story in here, but I was scrolling through HBO Max the other day, and I seen it. Right, it's HBO Max that Willow's coming to.
That sounds right.
Sorry, my pizza
I don't
just
actually know if
arrived.
that's true.
Congratulations, my friend. Don't worry, he'll take over.
Oh god,
So
I was gonna do a
Warwick's
bit
back.
of skipping this one.
No, I don't think so.
God damn it, the pizza
Warwick's
man. Fuck me.
back. Willow's coming. You haven't seen the original? Go ahead and see it. It's got Val Kilmer. Got Warwick himself in it too. And they're gonna take you on an adventure.
This
Now,
is
wasn't
a,
that
this
movie
is a
like
series.
this is a series?
Yeah.
Series? Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
even know
not a
what it
movie,
was.
it's a series.
I'm just supporting it.
Support
This
Willow
trailer
and
does
Warwick
look
and
like
whatever
fun
he does.
though. Now, the original movie was not good, right?
I mean, it's
Uh,
of its era.
it was
It's
not
you know
great.
probably
No, it
beloved
was
to a
pretty
certain
shitty.
demographic from that who were kids back then. But
So,
watching
I
it
think this
today,
is a
it doesn't really
surprising,
hold up. No.
yeah, it's a surprising reboot.
I don't think you would like it, Vito. It's kind of like
Yeah,
a brain
it
thing.
is.
I don't like it either.
Okay.
No, in all seriousness, I was half paying attention. Is Warwick in this one?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's older, but he's there.
Old
So it
Warwick,
takes
yeah.
place like 20 years later or something like that.
I would
Just a
assume.
little
Yeah.
older.
Now, do we think Warwick Davis took all the money that he made in his entire life
And put it into this project.
and bribed
I think there's
Disney
a
and
possibility.
HBO? Okay, that's what I thought.
His original idea for a Flitwick original series wasn't getting off the ground.
Oh right.
I watched the third Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh, did
I heard it
you?
was okay. Alex said it was okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know, people were shitting on it hard, but like, I mean, it wasn't good, but yeah, it also wasn't like offensive. I think I still liked it more than the last Harry Potter movie, Part 1.
I think people get really sensitive about stuff that like affects the lore and that kind of thing. And it sounded like
Yeah.
that movie in particular had a lot of that.
Yeah, you get some Dumbledore action. You get everybody.
You get all the
You get the
features.
stuff. I didn't see the second one, but yeah, I thought it was fun.
Did it end on a cliffhanger? Because there's supposed to be
no, and then
5.
pretty anticlimactically, actually.
I was kind of curious if like it felt like at the end like you could feel the 5 movie deal closing in as they realized the movie's probably not going to do well and edited to 3.
I was reading rules to a board game while we were watching, so I actually can't
Oh,
even
there you
tell
go.
you totally what happens at the end. I know like 2 guys fight and then one of them win, and then I think
Oh,
the
okay.
other one, one of them pulls like a I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, no, they could have ended it there.
Okay.
Hey Greg,
I should
I'm looking
read
at this
next one.
trailer. I'm not really seeing what you mean about the weird character designs. I don't like the art style.
compared to other ones. I'm mainly mean.
Okay.
Like they don't look Pokemon related. It looks like they were taken from like a completely other type of game.
Oh yeah, okay. In that sense, I get what you mean.
All right.
Greg,
Greg, what's Konosuba season 3?
no. Let me take this.
Okay,
next
you
one,
got it?
please.
Yeah, let Vito take this, and then I get to and then it gets to me ripping on
Someone
him
who
for the
knows
next few minutes.
knows the source material. I'll handle it. Kono Subarashi Sakai ni Shukufuku Wo third season is announced.
All right,
Wow.
Vito, good job. Just take a lap.
Oh,
I'll take over.
is this like the latest work from
Yes, sir.
Takami Kanasaki? Oh, so Takayomi Kanasaki.
Wow, how did you know?
Konosuba, God's blessing of this wonderful world. It's getting a third
Too
season.
much for me.
It's
What's
in
this
a
about?
it's an isekai anime. This is the one I've told you guys about a few times. It's a comedy one.
It's good.
Flask. It's very, very good. It has a movie that was very funny. Everyone's excited. Konosuba's great.
I am excited.
We should watch it. I think you guys would like it.
It's a humorous anime.
It's humorous.
Yeah, normally me and Vito, we differ on the anime opinion, but I think here.
Yeah. All right.
Might be,
when was the last
Hunter
season?
Hunter's getting new chapters. That's not in the news, but it should be.
How many years ago was the
those
last season of this?
Those chapters got to come
I
out.
think it was like 2018 or something.
What'd you say, Flask? One more time?
How many years ago was the last season of this?
Season 2
Oh, you're talking about
was
Konosuba,
yeah.
2017.
Oh, so okay, fair amount of time
They
ago.
had a movie that came out in 2019, or the movie came out in 2019.
Right. Okay. Even that, several years ago.
Yeah, so like 3 years.
Well, that's exciting.
All right, this
I know, awesome.
Next one's blowing my mind.
Yeah, so
Need
there's
explanation.
a new Jedi Star Wars novel has made Blitzball from Final Fantasy X canon to the Star Wars universe. Apparently, it was just a reference
Yeah,
to a sport called Blitzball played in a local lake.
Oh, that's
Or
pretty
is it
cool.
just
So it's
the name
actually called
Blitzball?
Blitzball. Yeah, it's actually called Blitzball.
Yeah,
in the book.
Apparently, the references to a sport called Blitzball played in a local lake.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a little reaching though.
I don't think so. I mean, they're calling it Blitzball,
Yeah.
and it's in a lake. Blitzball's an underwater
Yeah,
sport.
lake. Yeah.
All right, they said in a lake. You can play other games, and you can play water polo in a lake
All right, but
too.
Blitzball's a specific name, right? I mean,
Like why
Yes.
they don't own? Like why would they reference like I don't know? Just it seems
The
weird
guy,
that
the
Final
author
Fantasy
said that
X-
he was a fan of Final Fantasy X and specifically just wanted to reference that. I think.
All right, well,
Like,
big,
it's a reference, not-
you
Yeah,
fucked up,
game.
dude. You fucking big deal. You like Final Fantasy? Oh well, good job, bro. You just made it canon, dude.
I seriously
You just did
referencing it, but not talking about it.
Can't just
It
can't
happens
just
to be-
reference
It
something.
happens
What
to
if
be
it's
the two
just
games with the same
Hey,
name.
look,
Hey, you ever heard of
What if it's
soccer and
just
soccer,
some
bro?
dumb backwater planet that gets blown
Football?
up by the Empire? No one ever plays Blitzball.
I'm just saying.
Blitzball.
This is how
Blitzball.
Star Wars nerds create canon is through like obscure one-off references and text.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
specifically
well,
says
that's why
Blitzball
there's-
is basically underwater hockey played
Other
as a mini
series-
game.
So
in
now
Final Fantasy
I'm
X. I don't know why
officially
he'd cite hockey
confirming-
instead of rugby. As a former NHL
Yeah.
writer, I freaking loved Blitzball and spent hours winning leagues. Good man.
I'm just gonna say, fucking right here on this podcast, Final Fantasy X and Star Wars confirmed to be in the same universe, right?
Well,
Yes.
yeah,
That's what this is saying.
yeah.
All the characters.
Well, wouldn't everything technically be in the Star Wars universe?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
It all
it's
happened
everything
It's in a,
in
it's in
far
a
away
galaxy. A galaxy far, far away.
Fucking,
long,
what are
long
those
ago.
big chickens that they ride in Final
What-
Fantasy? That's
what-
in
Your
Star
mom.
Wars.
Chocobos? Your mom.
Why is
That's your mom.
why is Disney afraid to show Spira on film?
Next Kingdom Hearts game, Star Wars characters. Actually, we knew that, right? Aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's probably gonna happen.
Wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised.
So it all comes full circle here.
And with Square Enix selling off all their IPs, they might as well sell Final Fantasy to Disney, right?
Pod racing, that's in Final Fantasy.
That would
I
be
could
very
totally see
upsetting.
something like Childish Gambino solo or Orlando Calrissian in Kingdom Hearts, something like that.
Fortnite.
Well, that too, yeah.
I think he is in Fortnite already.
Shit.
All right, last story of the night, probably my favorite story. Dontnod has rebranded to Dontnod.
I don't know what any of
Excellent.
this is.
What does that mean?
The student,
Yeah, explain this.
well, Dontnod, spelled as in the words "don't" and then "nod," was previously known as Dontnod, which was those two words as one word and no apostrophe.
Okay, they added punctuation.
You guys see the new logo?
Dontnod being the studio behind the original Life is Strange and, you
New
know,
logos,
Remember Me, Vampire, etc.
With this logo, we wanted to reintroduce the apostrophe and the space between the two words to truly embrace the meaning of "don't nod." "Don't nod" is two words to represent our tendency to be non-conventional as a company and in the games we create.
Does this company
As in, we don't nod
this company have
along
any
to everyone
scandals?
else's tune. The The D is shattered, and the N appears within it, signifying that we're not afraid to break the mold. This new lingo links our games, meaningful, powerful stories, with who we are as a company.
They also refer to...
That's what I got from it, too.
What, staff as Dontnodians? I'm getting from this article.
The nodless, I believe.
God. So, what
Nodless.
scandal did they do that they had to rebrand under?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just a little on the nose.
Oh, dude, they actually made.
Yeah.
It's also
Dude,
just a
I
bad
like that Vampire
rebranding. It's a
game.
worse name. Yeah, they did make Vampire.
It
I think it's a
definitely
worse
is
name,
a
though.
worse name. Yeah,
Because
100%.
Dontnod with no apostrophe and as one word is like a distinct palindrome kind of identity thing, whereas the two words "don't nod" is less distinct.
Yeah, it's just a little too. I think it's just a little too on the nose.
Should focus more on making better games.
I mean,
Well, they did with this announcement, kind of tease several games in the works because they show off their new logo design on like a bunch of different intros, and they're all like different styles and different locations and stuff like that. So they're working on a bunch of new games. So we'll see, I guess.
Oh, well, that's cool. Hopefully.
Do we play any of their games?
I mean,
I know they do. Tell me
Well,
why.
Greg just said he liked Vampire.
I enjoyed playing him, but that's
Alright.
definitely a solid like 7 out of 10.
7 games. Solid 7 game.
Like, it's
I
not
don't-
great, but there's just not a lot of vampire games.
I don't believe they've
very
exceeded.
true, dude.
I wish there were more. I don't believe they've
and
exceeded the
the
original
first Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like great, and then everything else sucked.
all right,
Some people
everybody.
swear by "Remember Me."
Well, hang on a second. I'm getting a hot pressing thing beeping off the news line.
Wait, I'm not seeing this on the docket. Can he go off docket?
I don't think that's allowed.
He's going off docket.
Kill him.
Fifty-
Knoxville just confirmed that Fallout New Vegas 2 is in the works.
No way.
What?
Well, and
Alright.
by that I mean Josh Sawyer tweeted ominously about next week's showcase.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Is he the
He's-
New Vegas guy?
He's a New Vegas guy.
This tweet is literally
Shit.
just a response to Xbox Wire's thing about the show tweet about the showcase with the word "anyway," comma, and then painting nails emoji.
Is that what that is? I thought that was a meteor.
True,
No, it's a painting nails
True
emoji.
New
Like a rock-
Vegas fans will get the painting nails reference.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't play
New
the
Vegas
game,
Is that a
so
Dead Money
I
reference?
can't even tell if you're
Well,
memeing
anyway,
or
that was a great episode over the last few hours. We sure solved a lot of problems together, the 4 of us. Sorry, 5 of us. John joined us halfway through.
Hello.
We figured out that Dontnod maybe should have just stayed as Dontnod.
mm-hmm.
Figured out that
More like shoulda not.
maybe all these video game adaptations for television and film ideas are just not a good idea. We all
It's true, they're not a good
had an
idea.
insightful discussion of the Callisto Protocol. I don't think that they should use the PUBG universe connection. That's my take.
Good take.
Good night, everybody.
That recap
Good
really
night.
unnerved me, and then you just say
yeah,
good
that
night.
was unnerving. Yeah, I don't like the timing or the pacing of that. Let's like redo that. Let's
No.
cut that.
No,
and
that's what I was going for.